Good morning and welcome to the new format of Qlik event. It's for the first time held as a Pan-Baltic event. And we today have more than 200 participants, 43 from Estonia, 40 from Latvia, and well over 100 from Lithuania. Why this new event? The speed of analytics, and by that I mean the pace of content development and also growth of business users community using analytics daily is increasing the data literacy among our customers and community. And one of the ways how to improve that process is by building a local Baltic community to stimulate knowledge sharing among all its members. During the last several years, we saw highly regarded initiatives to build such communities, country-based. We had Qlik meetups in Lithuania and Latvia, and now with the lockdown and our increasing adoption towards remote meetings, we see that we can make a next step, making a Pan-Baltic event on regional level that I hope will help building such Baltic community. And today's agenda is built around as a refresh of Qlik history globally, and in particular also in our region, review of Qlik current products portfolio and its evolution, also brief overview of BI trends globally, and details of Qlik transition to cloud-based company. And on the other hand, and I would also like to announce an important change within Qlik community, partner community. You all know DQ, Qlik master reseller in the Baltics, and we are finalizing merger process between DQ and Infotrust. Infotrust is largest Qlik partner in Latvia with well over 10 years history with working with the Qlik. And thus we will form one of the largest analytics only company in the Baltics with over 50 consultants. What it means for Qlik community as such, the first thing I would like to point out is that United Infotrust will have better capabilities to provide full chain of analytics, beginning from the data management and ending with the data analytics for the business users. And previous experience of Infotrust is based primarily on data management on different technologies such as SAP, and it correlates very well with Qlik evolving product capabilities towards data management and real-time data streaming, cloud data management, and Qlik's openness towards technology for data warehousing without competing. For example, be it SAP, Snowflake, or Microsoft. And on the other hand, as enforced team, we will be able also to better provide Qlik adoption for customer community, trainings, consultancy, partner enablement in the Baltics, and technical support for all the customers. And in no way Qlik operations in the region will be harmed by this merger, but it can be only boosted by it. So about this event. Eventually, it's the first Pan-Baltic event, but we are aiming to make it more often. Initially, our thoughts are quarterly based, but if we will see the need to more frequent events, we will also make that step. And you, as a Qlik customers, as a Qlik partners, and Qlik luminaries are all invited to share your engaging stories with all the audience in the Baltics. That way, I hope we'll start building a common Baltic Qlik community that will help our mutual process of data literacy and helping customers getting value from the data. Thank you. Saulis, you are next.
Good morning, and thank you, Marius, for introduction and welcome speech. So we are starting a series of Pan-Baltic online meetings as regional events, and we decided for this first very condensed in agenda and time event to start with a refresher of the Qlik story, of the Qlik journey. From actually it begins in 1993. And if we will try to remember, or others can only imagine, that PCs and computers at that time, they were weak on resources. And as you see, the availability of RAM in 1993, we had maximum 16 megabytes of RAM, which for in-memory analytics tool means teeny space for data analysis. But actually, even in these dark times, there were 4 brilliant minds in Sweden who captured technology, created technology, very brave technology to analyze everything, all data to analyze, which is to be analyzed, it has to be kept in RAM, in this tiny space. So in 1994, they released a first version of the software product at that time called QuickView, not QlikView, but the first name was QuickView. And you see here a screenshot of how this software looked like. And actually, the only object QuickView 1 had was a list box, but what's very important that almost the full associative engine, which is really a brilliant idea under Qlik technology, was already in place. So you see that associations between selection boxes was already working, but we have no calculations, we have no visual objects, but that was the beginning. And in 1997, I think that at that time QlikView was already at version 3. The venture capital fund Industry Fonden invested first $12 million into the company, and this injection started company growth and development advancing. And in 2000 already, the company was already mature not to rely on friend intermanagement, but they already hired professional managers, and at that time it was Mans Hultman, he started as a CEO, and Lars Björk as a CFO in 2000. In 2005, another milestone, QlikView 7 server was released, and it's a very major milestone because for the first time QlikView started to support emerging 64-bit computer platforms. And this is one of most important milestones in QlikView life because suddenly the hardware revolution allowed for QlikView start analyzing enormously large data sets. And for the sake in this technology revolution, QlikView from small and mid-market and teeny data analysis became really a major player in which started to create a new discipline around business or data discovery, as said. In these very positive times for Qlik, Qlik started thinking about expanding from the Scandinavian market then, and started hiring enormously large number of people. At this time, exactly, we from the Baltics, the first Qlik enthusiasts and partners, we were participating in Qlik Academy. And I remember that at Qlik there were talks that they were never ever expected that hiring and educating people would be so hard in these large numbers, because we are talking about thousands of educated community members at that time. In 2006, again, Qlik made a movement from Sweden, Lund-based office. They relocated their headquarters to United States. to be better prepared for the global expansion. And their headquarters were settled in Radnor, Pennsylvania. In 2007, again, we still had the same QlikView version 7, but actually Qlik at first started to do global marketing, and technically it was very well prepared for the global expansion, and it already supported large data sets. Millions or even billions of rows could be analyzed at the time within Qlik. In 2010, QlikTech went IPO. It was listed in NASDAQ, and I think in 2009 and 2010 it was already in the Gartner quadrant, and 2010 it was in the Challenger quadrant. 2011 was a beginning of the, I would say, a new era for Qlik, because for the first time Gartner positioned QlikTech in a leader quadrant. At that time it was quite crowded, and Qlik experienced a hyper-growth stage at this year. And Forbes magazine, which selected 25 fastest growing tech companies in America, you see that QlikTech was on the third place, immediately after LinkedIn and Apple. But then suddenly in 2012, most of the partners noticed that QlikTech was stopping, or the new releases for QlikView became more rare, and we understood that QlikTech is preparing something. It was not announced what they were doing, but actually most of the R&D resources were concentrated somewhere else outside QlikView. And in 2013, they started to publish news that they're preparing a QlikView Next, which should be George's and Genius, which should be the premium platform for the future analytics. And in 2014, they released QlikSense, and actually QlikView Next was like a prototype name for the new generation of the Qlik product. And then again, QlikSense in 2015 showed a very fast adoption in the world. Actually, QlikTech itself does not believe or expected this fast adoption. And to illustrate that, the only fact that after 2.5 years after releasing QlikSense, sales income from QlikView and from QlikSense equaled 50-50. So that was expected to happen in 4 years. And in 2016, the venture capitalist Thoma Bravo company, which nurtures and develops technological companies as an investor, acquired Qlik. And here the whole story, another story or chapter begins. And my colleague Giedrė will continue on the current product roadmap. But what's important is that from 2017 to 2021, we see almost no changes in the leader quadrant. So Qlik is for 11 years now in the leader quadrant. And here I would like to switch a bit for the Baltic affairs. And in order to support my previous discussion on Qlik history and roadmap, I advise everybody who is interested in Qlik history to look at the video in YouTube by Henrik Kronström, who was in 2019, who was visiting Lithuania and actually who was an employee in QlikTech number 3, and who is a main creator of and developer of the Qlik engine. Henrik Kronström is still with Qlik. He works as a vice president for products. And he actually made 2 brilliant presentations while being in Vilnius in 2019. And everything is filmed and is available on YouTube. So there are 2 stories, 2 brilliant stories on Qlik history, how it happened, who were the first customers, what was the first challenges. And the second one, very interesting and engaging, more about technical, is Qlik Engine under the hood, the very famous presentation which Henrik delivers in very large audiences. So he did this for us, and it's available for you to browse. So Qlik Baltics region, I think that I will leave most of the part for the next Qlik Baltics Online meeting. But actually, if going the same retrospective way, the beginning in the Baltics was more or less in 2002. And the first partner who was already mature at that time and delivered projects on Qlik was in Estonia. It was Infovara. Then the same year, company Escalators, which is currently named Intellisoft, they also started their activities with Qlik in the market in 2002. And Lithuania was company Veritana in 2004. When the number of partners started to grow, Qlik decided that the whole Baltics region needs a Qlik master reseller, and there was established a company on the base of Veritana people. And the first countries to cover, DQ received a master reseller rights for Lithuania and Latvia. And after 7 years, Estonia also joined this regional structure. In the means of global Qlik, Qlik Baltics region is governed by Central and Eastern Europe business unit. So we have around 11 active and professional partners in the Baltics. The number has a tendency of a slow increase. We recruit around 2 to 3 new partners per year. But here you see like a list of companies by countries. One company is already dismissed from this picture, is DQ, who is now part of Infotrust. So the number from 12 became a lower one, like 11. So the next, after 3 months, when we will run a new Qlik Baltics online session, I will talk about the strength and around each of the partner. Will tell around their references, their capabilities. But today, let me finish with some interesting facts about the Qlik Baltics during the history. So I would not believe personally around the first fact, but this is how Qlik said to us when we sold in, I think, 2007. We had a customer, Sanitex, who was the first ever customer for Qlik, who acquired QlikView for the 64-bit computing. Before, there was a version of QlikView which was running on Itinium computers, so this was for Intel. I cannot say that this was really the first one. As I said, this is a claim from Qlik. Currently, around 500 companies in the Baltics rely on Qlik technologies for their business analysis needs. And this is approximate number because actually, when the group of companies, let's say 15 or 20 group companies, when they purchase Qlik and start using and delegating the rights of use for their affiliates or daughter companies, we cannot trace the full number of the companies who are using. So more than 500, but it's very difficult to say. The other source of companies who use Qlik in our region are global accounts like Scandinavian banks who have global agreements with Qlik, and we are not serving or maintaining their licenses, but they are used also in affiliates and daughter companies in our region. So in total, we can expect around more than 11,000 end users. This is the number of licenses which was purchased historically in the Baltics. And what about the largest installations? So in Baltics, the largest customer currently runs close to 700 users, and one of the Baltic partners maintained and deployed an installation which supports more than 1,300 users. It's not a customer from the Baltic region, but still it demonstrates the professional level of our partners who can support these large installations and deployments. During the last 2 years, we had a rising star in the Baltic market. That was Infotrust from Latvia, who really did a miracle because they started like 4 or 5 years ago with Qlik, and during the last 2-3 years, their business was increasing stellarly. And what is very interesting that this company had a focus with Qlik technologies on one sector, which is healthcare, and which was absolutely not popular in Lithuania or Estonia. But what Infotrust did with Qlik in the healthcare sector is very surprising and very good example for other partners, that when concentrating for a special and putting all efforts into one specific industry sector, you can get a lot of experience, lots of know-how, and then sharing the knowledge, you can conquer the segment in full. Our customer geography is much more larger than the Baltics. I mean that Qlik partners from the Baltics, they have and support customers outside the Baltic region as well. So the largest sites where our partners are working is France, Italy, and UK. What is also interesting that in our partner community, we have a quite strange company which is invisible, which is not running marketing. It's in context, and this is a professional Qlik development team, a separate independent company, which is not selling their products outside in the market. But they actually, their mission is to support other Qlik Baltic partners and deliver the consultants and development job when partners are out of resources. So this is like a balancing partner which is shared along all community. And what is also important that already for 9 years we have regular trainings in all 3 countries running. And this will be a subject of Lina's presentation today about how you can use this. So thank you, and we can switch to another speaker.
Hello everyone. My name is Giedrė. I'm representing the Q Master Reseller for the Baltic States, and today my part in this webinar for you is to present the current Qlik portfolio, why the portfolio of Qlik products is exactly as it is as of now, and what influenced that the portfolio was formed in this way. And there is no better way how to start this presentation of the portfolio with the introduction from the recent BI and Data Trends Report 2021, which is called The Great Digital Switch. And the report actually was written by Dan Sommer, Senior Director from Qlik for Global Market Intelligence. And since we will be sharing the slides with you and the presentations with you after the webinar, I copied the link into the slides. So I really encourage you to go deeper into the webinar by then and to see, to listen to the report and see what he is explaining and how he sees what are actually the trends and where the BI and data world is moving to. And today I will shortly only go through that webinar so you can get the basic idea. So Dan starts its report from the very simple question is what is normal today? And the answer is also as simple as the question itself. So everything what is not normal, everything that is the disruption, everything that is outlier is the new reality. So the next question then Dan rises to himself and to us and to market is that, so how can we be ready for the next, what coming next? And the answer is actually stated in the report and the webinar. We have to have the great digital switch. And please do not be mistaken that the digital switch is not just a simple digital transformation. The digital switch is actually about detecting abnormalities and outliers in your data and the ability to act on those what you find in your data and act upon them immediately when you find them in real time. For that, of course, you have to have up-to-date, fresh, and very accurate data. And what Dan says that the data and analytics have to work together to be able to achieve this great digital switch, meaning that we have to be proactive in the midterm and the long term. We have to be proactive, which means that we both have to be prepared and able to act on what we find in our data. Of course, when we're talking about the great digital switch and the reacting, we are talking about more about midterm or the long-term perspective and the trends. But at the moment, we still have to be reactive because, for example, if your factory is stopped or your logistics chain is broken, you have to react. But you always have to be react to be prepared for what's coming next. And so for you to be prepared the best, Dan says that there will be 10 basic BI and data trends in the market, and I will outline those for you so you could check where are you on those trends, how your BI and data strategy in your company, in your life relates with the global perspective, and maybe you learn something and adapt something to your company. So the first trend is the most obvious one, is that SaaS now is becoming everyone's best friend. And actually the research shows that SaaS will be essential for somewhere around 90% of data and analytics innovation in upcoming years. The second trend is very interesting trend. We've been talking to you in the terms of Qlik product portfolio about self-service and how we are great in the self-service. And that self-service actually is now evolving in self-sufficiency because the recent Gartner poll shows that even when the COVID is over, around 50% of employees and workforce will stay working remotely. So meaning, and that was around 30% only before the COVID. So meaning that we have to be able to work anytime we want, with any tools we want, and from anywhere in the world. So meaning that we have to become self-sufficient. There will be no one around to do daily jobs for us or daily tasks for us. We will have to be able to drive through the data, through the insights, and through the analytics by ourselves. And this actually will boost data literacy program a lot. And if I were you, I would be focusing on self-service and self-sufficiency a lot in your company and driving the data literacy skills and be able to read the data, interpret the data, and of course, argue with the data. To do that, to become fully self-sufficient, of course, you have to have ability to share the data, visualize the data, and tell the story with the data. To do that, there is obvious next trend that you have to have up-to-date, business-ready data, and it will be very important to you, and this is one of the most important trends. Fifth trend that is going to happen or is happening already, personally, is very interesting for me because it talks about advanced analytics and how we have to start looking differently at advanced analytics. And meaning differently is that at the moment, most of the predictive models tend to eliminate abnormalities and outliers out of the models, eliminating them. But what Dan says, to be prepared for the future, to be prepared for what is coming next, we actually have to be able to include those abnormalities and outliers into our predictive models and plan and learn how to act upon them. Even better, be prepared for what's coming next. It is essential for us. And the sixth trend is that we have to capture alternative data. And by capturing alternative data, we are talking about data such as video, audio, vibration, text, emotion, and any other content analytics. And what Dan says is that if we were much better prepared working with alternative data some year or two ago, maybe we could have predicted what's going to happen with COVID better than we did at that time. Seventh trend with the data in data and BI world is also very interesting for me. It talks about business process reengineering. It will be at the center of our business. And what's very interesting in here is that as of now, we are reengineering business processes, and on top of those business processes, we are building our data and analytic solutions. But what Dan says, and it's really worth thinking about it, is that in the future, the data and analytics will be driving how we reengineer the processes. The eighth trend is very also important and interesting, and it says that the recent activities in the world actually made major competitors work together to find the solutions for the world to get back where we were some 1.5 or 2 years ago. And but we have to always think and look into that comparison and working with the data with ethics and very cautiously, and always do not forget about the security and do not forget about the fact, asking the questions. So who will be using the data, where the data will be stored, and what purpose the data will serve, especially when we are talking about machine learning and artificial intelligence. The ninth trend is, I think, could be very good news for all of us, is that it seems that by some 2023 or so, we will be so proficient with the data and analytics tools, and the tools will be so proficient that around 20% of our workforce will no longer be needed to do repetitive and low impact tasks with the data and analytics. That means that you will be able to switch those your colleagues or employees into performing more high-value added data management tasks and to be able to build their skill level up. And the last trend in the report, which is actually like a summary of all this report, is that this great digital switch will do the switch in generation as well. And it kind of summarizes in the way that the ability to use data and to make strategic decisions and to achieve strategic outcomes will become a new normal. And it will become not only a new normal, but also like a fundamental requirement to any one of us, including the top executives. And since today it might be that it was like a kind of competitive differentiator, it will no longer happen. It will be the fundamental requirement. So those are the major 10 data and BI trends that the world is going to move towards. So I copied this slide. This is a very extensive slide for you. It lists again those 10 trends, and from current short term to the midterm or long term, listing if you are short term or midterm, and you can compare and maybe put a dot where are you and your company in any of those trends. Again, take a look at the webinar. It's more extensive, more precise, more detailed, so you will get more insights from the webinar itself. If to go back a little bit, if to my previous slide, I intentionally highlighted some of the words that we've been describing Qlik for a long time now. It's SaaS, self-service, storytelling, data, advanced analytics. So this means that the trends that data and BI world are moving, and the Qlik portfolio and the Qlik itself, where it's moving, is totally in line. And this is perfectly reflected in the latest Magic Quadrant by Gartner, where for the 11th year in a row, Qlik is in the Leaders Quadrant. And Gartner praises Qlik a lot for the stability and for the persistence in remaining in Leaders Quadrant. And the major advantages that Gartner sees in Qlik, first of all, is associative engine, and how that associative engine is able to drive AI and machine learning advantages and products and solutions. The second advantage why Qlik is in the Leaders Quadrant, of course, is Qlik's independency and flexibility of deployment, meaning that Qlik is not dependent on any major public cloud provider. You can deploy it on any cloud. You can deploy it in your private cloud, in your server, or you can have multi-cloud deployment. It's totally up to you, and Qlik fully supports that kind of development within your country. The third thing that is very important to us and gets a lot of praises from Gartner to Qlik, it talks about data literacy and our customer focus. And again, if you go back a little bit to my previous slide about storytelling data, arguing with the data, interpreting the data, and being able to visualize the data, this is our focus, and this is why we are in the Leaders Quadrant, because Gartner says that Qlik's data literacy program can help users at any level. And what's interesting for me, Gartner says that you can even be not a Qlik user, but still can use Qlik data literacy program to be able to work with data. One more advantage of the Qlik, really underlined by the Gartner, is comprehensive portfolio of capabilities. And Gartner, I think for the first time, underlines in his report that Qlik finally is end-to-end data platform, end-to-end platform for data management, data integration, and data analytics. And the recent acquisitions made by Qlik actually made a great product portfolio under one Qlik umbrella. And this next slide, I would like to mention why Gartner says so, and quickly run on this, over some recent Qlik acquisitions. So you can have a look at yourself that Gartner is totally right about saying that the Qlik is moving right direction towards being end-to-end solution. So the serious first step Qlik made when moving outside only being the data analytics company, also to being data management integration company and offering end-to-end platform, when in 2018 Qlik acquired a company called Podium Data. And Podium Data was acquired for its products for data management, preparation, delivery of the data through very complex landscapes. And it started the mission of Qlik moving from only analytics being also data company. The next very important acquisition was made in 2019 when Qlik acquired a company called Unity, and that Unity products are everything that are related with the data replication, data ingestion, data automation, and of course streaming of the data, and everything that is related for data movement in the real time across the multiple environments in your company. Very interesting acquisition already in 2020. A small London startup called RoxAI, and its product Ping, which now became Qlik Alerting. And of course, the acquisition was made to boost and improve self-service alerting and workflow automation by Qlik, and so business users could proactively monitor their data. 2020, one more acquisition company, hard to pronounce, Blender.io. And actually Blender.io is the company, was Belgium-based company, and it's known for embedded integration and automation platform for the SaaS company. So the acquisition was actually made to boost competitiveness of Qlik SaaS platform offering. And now available more than 500 cloud-native SaaS solutions integrations. The last small acquisition of company called Knar was made also in 2020, and it also relates to Qlik Sense Analytics Cloud and Insight Advisor for increased collaboration among the employees and colleagues. So the Qlik's mission of becoming end-to-end platform, Qlik's vision to becoming end-to-end platform, Gartner's appraisals for becoming comprehensive product portfolio company. The recent acquisitions actually finalized and clarified the current Qlik portfolio, to which I was coming through my presentation today. So there are two parts of the Qlik portfolio. The first part is Qlik Data Integration Platform, and I drew you a picture so you can see how that works in the visual way. And Qlik Data Integration Platform actually has the listed products: Replicate, Compose, Gold, Client, Enterprise Manager, Catalog, and Blender. The Qlik Replicate product is the product, by the name is quite clear already, that is for data replication, data ingestion, and data streaming. Qlik Replicate helps you to move your data very easily, securely, and very efficiently. Qlik Compose product is for automation of your data pipelines, for ingestions and schemas creation. Qlik Gold Client should be very interesting for those of you who happen to have ERP system SAP. It works with SAP non-productive environments, thus boosting all the developers' productivity and availability of data for them while not touching the productive environments. Qlik Enterprise Manager is, of course, your command center, from where you can configure, execute, and of course monitor all the data management tasks and all the data replications. So Qlik Replicate, Compose, Gold Client, and Enterprise Manager are the products of the company at Unity, which was acquired in 2019. Qlik Catalog is from company, as I mentioned earlier, Qlik Podium Data. And Qlik Catalog, of course, is for profiling, organization, preparation, and governance of your data. While Blender product is for SaaS companies and for the integration of SaaS native products. At the moment, we are in the process of certification ourselves in becoming fully capable to provide you with the data integration platform solutions and services. We think that our people will be fully onboarded, certified by the end of the year, but we encourage you not to wait. If you have a question, if you have a need, and you have a wish to talk to us, today or tomorrow, you can come to us and talk about this, about data integration platform and the products, because at the moment we are working closely with the Qlik itself and its experts, and they are assisting very closely us with the Qlik integration platform. The next part of Qlik portfolio is, of course, our Qlik data analytics platform and the Qlik Sense Enterprise, which is the platform that you cannot outgrow, actually. And this is the platform that you can easily manage and easily govern. And everything that we've been telling about Qlik Sense and data analytics and everything that I was mentioning in my presentation today about self-service, self-sufficiency, about embedding, about reading the data, visualizing the data, reporting, mobility of the data, AI, insightbot, everything is in there. Everything is there for you. And I have to mention here that Qlik Sense, at the moment, Qlik Sense Enterprise is being developed in parallel in two directions. One is being client-managed environment, meaning that you can deploy it everywhere, anywhere you want it, in your server, in your warehouse, data warehouse, wherever you want, in your private cloud, and Qlik Sense Enterprise SaaS. So they are developed simultaneously with the same efforts, and those are the two products, two lines that the Qlik is keeping. But not only that Qlik is keeping, and the development of the core product in the data analytics platform is not only a task that Qlik is performing. He also develops a lot and emphasizes a lot value-added products. And two of those products you see listed in my slide. So one of them is in printing. And once again, in printing, I would like to mention to you, for those who maybe don't know at the moment, that this is for the creation, management, and sharing of the reports across the organization and outside of it. It can work on top Qlik Sense and Qlik View as well. It can be done in integrated with any of the most popular document formats. What is interesting for me that is you can build one single report from multiple applications or multiple analytical sources. You, of course, will get your report in the highest possible resolution, quality, and accuracy. You can distribute the report any way you want, through any channel you want. And of course, you can do it in the most secure way. When talking about the second value-added product, I even made a separate slide for you. So again, you can afterwards maybe go and look into it, because this is really new product in the Qlik family. But we already have customers in the Baltics who are working with the product, and we have the best references. So the Qlik Alerting is actually the product that works on top of Qlik Sense, and it is a sophisticated data-driven alert system. And please do not be mistaken, it's just not some kind of alert that you put on KPI. No. Qlik Alerting is that under Qlik Alerting we see complex calculations and conditions that make the alert as it is. And those alerts can be self-made alerts. Analytics users can create any alert they want for themselves. Of course, you can create some general alert for the whole community, or maybe you can broadcast alert if you want. The alert can come to your application, the alert can come to your email, the alert can come to your mobile phone. Every channel is possible to get the alert. And what is really amazing and important, since the Qlik Alerting works on the same associative engine, all alerts that you get are context aware, meaning that once you get the alert, you get a link. And the link, if you click on it, it will drive you to the right dashboard and to the right selections applied. So everything there for you to, as I mentioned before, to dig deeper in your data, but not only on simple KPIs, but alerts that can help to detect abnormalities and outliers in their data and make able you to act upon them. So this alerting is it's the product that it's not enough really only to show one slide. So I will give now the stage to my colleague Milda, and she will do the quick Qlik Alerting demo for you, so you can see by yourself. Thank you.
Hello. So today I will take an opportunity to demonstrate you two use cases of Qlik alerting. So the first one will be very light, very simple, but like on a self-service mode directly through Qlik Sense application. And the second use case will be a little bit more advanced, more governed, more sophisticated, which will be done not through Qlik Sense application, but through dedicated Qlik alerting portal. So let me show you a demonstration. Okay, so let's start with the first use case. Let's assume that I'm a sales manager, senior manager, and I have a sales team to manage. So I'm inside Qlik interactive Qlik Sense application, analyzing the data. Let's say that I'm interested in 2021 first quarter, and what I can see. So here I see the performance of my sales team. I can see that globally it is around 95% sales have reached the target. Okay, the result is quite nice and fine. However, I'm more interested in when it will reach 100%. On the other hand, I don't have time to check it each and every day. Okay, so I'm informed that we have some technical issues. So let's wait a second. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry for those technical issues. So once again, I'm analyzing inside Qlik Sense interactive application. I can see the results of my sales team. So here on the right top corner, you can see that my sales team globally in 2021 first quarter have reached 95% of the target. However, as I mentioned, I'm a sales senior manager. I don't have time to check each and every day the result. However, I'm interested when it will reach 100%. For this specific purpose, I can create an alert directly by being inside Qlik Sense application. So here we have an integrated Qlik alert button, which I will use to create the alert for myself. So let's give the name for the alert. I will call it target 100% for 2021 first quarter. Okay, let's move on. The next step is to select the object, or actually the measure, on which the alert will be based on. So I can select any measure from the list, from any measure which exists in the application, or if I have too many measures in the list, I can simply filter by the object, select any object, and the measure will be selected existing in that object. So here it is. I am selecting the measure. Measure is selected, and I go to the next step. So now, on what conditions should be met in order for me to get a notification? So target measure should be more or equal to 100. So 100% means 1. Okay, and then the last one. So when should I get the notification? So when the trigger should react. So whenever the application is being reloaded, the alert will check all those conditions. Conditions will be checked depending on my current selections, meaning only for the first quarter of 2021, and it will be done each and every time the application is being reloaded. If in your case, the application would reload more than one time during the day, and in order not to get too many messages, too many notifications, I can set up, let's say, once per day, once per week, and etc. Okay, so I'm creating the alert. And here it goes. So with just several clicks, I have created for myself the alert, which I will get whenever the target will reach 100%. So very simple self-service mode. Okay, so this was the first case. However, I want to show you the second case scenario. So let's assume again that I'm the same salesperson manager of my sales team. But this time I would like to create an alert not for myself only, but for my sales team as well. For that, I will go directly into Qlik alerting portal. In just a second. So here I am, and as you can see already, there is one alert created. So this is the one which I just created a few moments ago. So if at any point in time I would like to modify some conditions or frequency, I can always come back in here and do the modification. However, as I said, right now I will create a new alert. So I will call this alert underperforming salespersons. For, again, the same period, 2021, first quarter. And my alert will be based on the application. So I'm selecting the application from the list. And now the next step is to select the measures, right? So in this time, I will focus not on one measure, but on two, and I will try to compare them together. So I will select sales amount and target amount, two measures. At the bottom, we see the preview, the total amounts currently existing in the application. However, I'm interested not in the total amount comparison, but I would like to split those values by salespersons. I would like to filter the data only for one quarter. Here it is. And we can see what is currently the result of sales amount and target amount measures for each and every salesperson. Okay, so now, again, the conditions. I will set up the parameters for the conditions. So I would like to get a notification when sales amount measure compared to target amount measure is less. So meaning that I would like to get notification about all my sales people who are not achieving the target yet. Okay, so this is one condition. In general, I can create more than one. I can create several conditions, and I can combine easily them into rules, saying that, for example, I would like to get a notification only when first and the second condition is met, or maybe only one of them should be met. Okay, let's validate the conditions. Currently, 12 salespeople are not performing well. Okay, let's go to the next step. And here I can select, so when should the alert be triggered? Again, on the reload of the application, or I can set up a specific time during the day, during the night, what is more convenient for me. At this time, I will keep on reload. The fourth step is to select the distribution. So the channel, I can receive a notification through email, or I can receive notification in my mobile device through the application. However, this is very important part where I can select several recipients. So as I said at the beginning, I want to not only send the notification for myself, but this notification should be sent for my sales team as well. So either I can select my colleagues from the list, or I can select a group of people. For example, here I have sales team. I have selected so that not only me will get the notification, but also my colleagues. Okay, and finally, the last step is to select the sheet from the application, and the link to this sheet will be included in the notification, so that if I get notification in my email, I can very quickly go directly to the application, to that sheet, with the right selections and continue on analyzing. Okay, I've saved the notifications. So here I have created two data alerts based on Qlik Sense application. However, as you can see, we have a couple of other alert types. So system alerts, which are using them, you can create an alert in order to get notification. For example, when the task in Qlik Sense has failed, or has started, or has finished successfully, and etc. So you can control task results on Qlik Sense side. And finally, we have a broadcast notification. So this is like a mass email sending for, let's say, all your company, all your organization employees. For example, you can send that during the weekend there will be some kind of system shutdown due to annual maintenance, for example. And this will be sent for all your organizational employees. Okay, so these are all the alerts. Let's try to check how they work. So let's assume that the application is being reloaded. So I will reload the application. I will see how the data will change. As you can see, lively, the data has changed. The target has reached 100%, and we have several employees which are underperforming. So as you can see here, 7 employees which did not reach yet the target. So let's check the email. Okay, so first of all, I got an email, actually 2 emails, that I have created alerts. I have set up the alerts. So the first one is about the target reaching 100%. So this was created through Qlik Sense application. We have the name, we have the measure name on which it was based, and then we have a condition. So what should be met in order to get an email. So this is one email, and then this is another email about letting me know that I have created another alert with those parameters, those conditions, those measures, and those filters or selections. Finally, in just a few seconds, sorry, I should get a notification about the changes in the data. Let's wait a few moments. Seems to be going very slow. Okay, so here it goes. So the first notification about the global result. So as you can see, the alert, the notification says that the target has reached 100%. Currently, it is 100.67. Okay, so now I can press on the link and start analyzing. So what is actually the details of those measures? And then another notification about my 7 salespersons. So here is the list of all of them who haven't reached the target yet. So although the global result is 100%, but here we have some underperforming measures. And this second notification was sent not only for me, but also for my colleagues in my sales team. So as you can see, 2 use cases, one very light, one very simple, and the second one a little bit more advanced, more sophisticated, and you can use both depending on your needs. Okay, so thank you for listening.
Hello for everyone. Today we will share some experience with our client Gulbelė. And Gulbelė is company's food retailer with more than 60 stores in Lithuanian region like Suvalkija, and company quite big. It's more than 400 employees and more than 40 million euro annual turnover. And thanks Ugnius Venskutonis, commercial director, for joining, for sharing his own experience with Qlik. And I think that for all community, it's very interesting to hear not only from Qlik enthusiasts, but from our customers, from our clients. So, Ugnius, Gulbelė is more than 25 years in the market, yeah, and almost 30 years in the market. And 2 years ago, you choose Qlik. Why your company decided to choose Qlik, and what is the main reasons of this decision?
Yeah, hello everybody. Yeah, the question is saying that before the Qlik, we were using Excel reports like pivot tables, which were huge and big ones, a lot of sheets, you know. and then some reports we could extract by ourselves, and some of them we have receiving by a shadow, like one time in a week or one time in a month. So it's always feels like that you are belongs from somebody else that who is making those reports, and then have to wait, and if receiving the report after 1 week, so you already missed that week, and you can make a decisions only from the quite long perspective of view. So this one is not very comfortable when you feel like you belongs from somebody else, and will he do those reports, or not, will he remember to make them or not? So it was not so comfortable. So we have to change something. So then we met Vytautas, who introduced for us Qlik Sales, and we saw that it could be a step forward in order to improve our analytic reports and analytic data to another level. So that was the main, I think, reason why we have decided to do that.
Okay. So and what about team? What about adopting Qlik? Because your team is quite big, and Excel is a very good friend for all of them. How about adopting Qlik?
Yes, Vytautas, you're correct that Excel was a very good friend, and then it was a big challenge to adopt a new tool. So at the beginning, everybody from my team was very conservative, thinking that Excel is the best, and then there is no need to have any new tools, because with Excel you can do everything, So the adoption was quite, because they were looking that it's some new project which will, as usually, will die after some time, What I did at the beginning, I asked my team to make a report in our weekly meetings, which we have each week, to make a report using this tool. Of course, first meetings was disappointed because they still opened Excel's tables, sheets, and then trying to show the results using them, Then I started asking questions, Starting asking questions, please show me this, please show me this, and they tried to find and making changing the sheets, Excel tables, different reports, and getting confused. And on that time, I was opening a Qlik, and then telling the result much faster than they found, and then they just said, okay, just go back, we need to do more homework, to be more prepared. So those first meetings was very disappointed. After that, I choose two stronger managers, which were showing a little bit more interest to the Qlik, and ask them, okay, please make a report only using Qlik. Okay, they did that, and between that meeting, we asking many questions, and it was interesting that you could drill out until the bottom, and to find the issue, the problem, and it means that then only you needed only to make a decision. Okay, another team members saw that, okay, if they can do, why we cannot do? So after that, meeting after meeting, and one by one person have started making those reports, and then after, of course, to make those reports using Qlik, so you need to prepare only using that Qlik as well. So by this way, we have started using more and more this Qlik, and the team right now is only using this one. And after the half year, I think it was the best thing what I heard from my team, that they said it was the best decision which we did to gain this tool, because it's so many easier and you can see more data, comparing that. Before that, we were driving the regular car in the fog with the first gear. Right now we have a Ferrari and driving in a sunny day.
Okay, so it's a slow process, not very quick, not for just for 1 week or for one day. So what about data quality when you start with Qlik? Do you have some changes in your data?
Yeah, we have. When we were implementing Qlik, we had additional challenges. We saw that we have data, but it was not classified. So we had to make a link, new links, and to find new places where to put that data. So it showed that also we have to correct that data, because the main thing I think in this point is that the numbers which you have, you have to trust them. So it means that they have to be correct, 100% correct, that all team had the trust and do not need to compare or to search, is it correct or not. So the main, I think, challenge was to make those numbers and the data to be correct and show correct. So, of course, we also needed more indexes, new indexes, and new dashboards, which we are creating with the help of the AQ team. And then, like, for example, we have right now 3 different levels of discounts, which we can compare with discount or without discount. And before that, we couldn't do that with the tools which we had on that time.
Okay. So, in overall, so how Qlik influence your company data literacy level? Yeah, because it's changing your understanding about business, about suppliers, and so on. So how it changes?
Yeah, at first for me, it was a very good change that our weekly meetings became much shorter. Before that, we had a whole day meeting. Right now, we have 2 hours. Why is that? Of course, that first thing that the team is coming prepared. It's much easier for them to prepare. And on the meetings, you can put more focus to action, but not to analyze any data. So it was much easier to set the target and to check achievement of it very easily, just 3 colors, red, yellow, and green, simple. So there is no excuses or no a lot of talking. So, and then just very fast and very simple, And also we started using new indexes, like turnover per 1 employee working hour, which led us to see the effectiveness of our stores and compare them, to find what's the real issues with those who are struggling. And another index which we had started using is GMROI, to find the best correlation between stock and gross profit.
So, but you mentioned that your all team working with Qlik, and how you describe main Qlik user by position? It's top managers or it's purchase managers. Maybe you describe this.
Yeah, I can see that this tool can use from the owner or high level management to middle level management. You know, the main thing that people who are using or employees who are using this tool, they are responsible for the result. You know, if they are responsible for the result and can make an influence into the result, so they need to use this tool in order to see the issues and to see the whole view, and because of course this program is not giving you a decision. This decision have to make human but still in order to do that decision you have to have data, and this program is letting that. So the management is from the top until the middle. Also, we in our company is using economist position, which is right now more focused into insights of the sales and indexes, but not working by making big Excel reports or static reports. You know, so this was a very good decision.
Okay, and maybe you can talk about main progress or in some areas where Qlik are using in which areas, and what the main progress in your business.
Yeah, maybe I can point out a couple of them. First one, of course, it was time. Effectiveness of my team, working time, because they have to spend less time to analyze the data and to put more focus to the decisions. So the time. Another one was, of course, it's negotiation with the suppliers, partners, because preparation was right now is much better. You can prepare faster and with more data and more overview of the negotiation points, because you know more data before each negotiations. Even speaking by phone with some partner, in a couple of minutes you can find and describe him his product data and then the issues which we are having with the products, and then to ask how to find the decision and how we can resolve this issue. So it's so quick and so easy to even speaking by phone. And another one is is margin. We felt that we started to control better our margin. What does it mean? That for some product groups, we started noticing and finding where we are losing, where our margin is negative, how we can to increase that or to change this. But the main thing that it's quite fast. We are not missing the time. You know, you are noticing quite fast, and then it lets you to make the steps and the decisions how to change in order to have positive margin in the growth.
Mm-hmm. So in this story, yeah, in the 1 year, how much important was the Q Analytics workshops? Yeah, because we work with your team. I think each month in the beginning, maybe not each month, but each week. Yeah, so we have a lot of iterations and workshops. So how you describe what this influence of our workshops?
Yeah, the workshop is very important for sure. It's like we can describe like you are getting a new car without any instruction, without any exercise, and you need to drive.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you can do? Okay, first maybe to second gear, and then it's lucky that you will not hit somebody, you know. But when you have workshops, it helps, of course, to know better, and to the main, I think, advantage that you can see the your team, DQ analytic team, show that what business insight we can get from the workshops, and those business insights we didn't maybe had before, and between workshops just showed all the business insights which we can get find with Qlik, and how we can adopt them into our daily business. We understood that we did not use all them with the tool which we had before, and it just opened a new stage for us to see more possibilities, you know, to how to make influence into our business.
Okay. And to the end, maybe you have plans. What is your plan for future with Qlik? Do you invest in the future?
Yeah, you know, I can say that with Qlik, it's like never-ending story, you know. You know, of course, it's good that you can create more, and it's just the thing that you have to decide what you need, you know. But the possibilities is unbelievable, you know. But at this moment, of course, we gained Stock Pro in order to make bigger influence into controlling our stocks and purchases, to use new index for us, Jimmy Roy, and how we can to make influence into it, and to see the trend on the time being. Also, we gained anti-printing and alerting. And printing, to believe that we can put more reports on automatic in such way to release more time of our economist, who is making many reports for all other departments and all our stores regarding alerting. The hope that we could put fuses on the main indexes in order to detect negative results by do not missing them.
Okay.
So we believe we are investing in order to improve our analytic tools, which could help in our business. So it means we believe.
Okay, thank you very much. And you have a lot of plans for the future with Qlik. And do you have any recommendation for Qlik community for maybe for potential customers which now have Excel, and Excel is best friend at this moment? What is your recommendation for these customers?
Yeah, recommendation is, if you want with your business to be much faster, more concrete with the goals than it was before you have it, you have to try it. Just do it and you will see the changes.
Okay. Thanks, Ugnius. I think that for all community it's very useful, these cases, and in the future I think we will share and from Latvia and from Estonia these cases, because when customer says some for all community, it's very interesting for all community. And thank you, and goodbye.
Okay, thank you.
Hello again. In this part of the webinar, as listed in the agenda, I will talk about the Qlik product licensing and actually what changes are going on. I truly believe that by today, most of you have heard about the changes that are going on in the Qlik, but as I was talking in my previous presentation, is that having the most recent and most up-to-date and most accurate data is the crucial factor of today. So once again, I will go through the changes that are happening today, so we are on the same page and interpret the data together similarly. So as the 1st of April, as is written on your screens, Qlik will no longer offer perpetual licenses to new or existing customers, meaning that all extensions, all expansions, all additions to the existing licenses will be done through the subscription. And this differently affects different type of customer groups. So I divided all the customer groups by the product that they have, and we'll talk about how that change will affect those customers based on the customer group that you belong to. So first of all, if you are a Qlik View customer, if you currently are a Qlik customer, you really are encouraged to take advantage of Qlik Analytics Modernization Program. Again, I hope that you heard about this wonderful program that Qlik is doing all over the world. And the essence and the beauty of this program is that you can get QlikSense Enterprise licenses totally free of charge by still not giving up on your Qlik View licenses and having two solutions, two systems in parallel at your disposal. Actually, this will be the only option for you after 1st of April if you want to add additional users to your Qlik View licenses, meaning that if at the moment you see the need for additional users, you can still do it on perpetual basis until 1st of April, but after 1st of April, you will have to convert to Analytics Modernization Program and then only add new users based on subscription. To do that, to participate in Analytics Modernization Program, you have to have active maintenance, and that annual active maintenance becomes your annual subscription fee. That means that there is no additional fees attached to this transition and no additional cost incurred by you. The only value and the value you are getting, cost you are not getting, value you are getting, and this is the value of QlikSense Enterprise licenses. One important message that I would like to share with you is that the initial subscription term is 3 years, meaning that once you convert your Qlik View licenses, perpetual licenses into the subscription licenses, your maintenance agreement is terminated and you sign a new subscription agreement, and the initial term of that agreement is 3 years, meaning that during those 3 years you cannot terminate the agreement with Qlik and you cannot decrease the number of users in your license. Of course, you can increase the number of users in your license. A very important message once again about that, meaning that when 3 years passes and you will have to renew your subscription, Qlik obligates itself, and it's written in all the official documentation, not to increase the subscription prices more than 5%. That means that after 3 years, when the renewal is due of your subscription license, you can renew the license again for the 3 years, and your prices won't increase more than 5%. Taking into account this obligation by Qlik, you can today already know and quite precisely forecast what will be expenses for your Qlik licenses for 6 years. Very important news and message to Qlik View customers that if you decide to take participation in Analytic Modernization Program, you will be all given not Qlik View small business server, but you will be upgraded free of charge for enterprise server, and this is applicable to Qlik View customers now. Once you are participating in an analytic modernization program, you are able to expand your license, your perpetual license becomes your subscription license, and you will be able to add new users also by subscription licenses. And you can do that in two ways. You can add only QlikSense users, or you can add QlikSense and QlikView users. You just simply have to identify with your partner or with us which way you want to expand your licenses. And this offer actually, as Qlik writes everywhere officially, is valid till the 30th of June this year. It goes already from the June last year, and at the moment the end date is 13th of June, and meaning that the offer, where without any additional cost incurred by you, you are getting QlikSense enterprise licenses for free, is valid until 13th of June. So I will encourage QlikView customers take a serious look into that option and consider analytic modernization program. Also, I copied for you a small table together in this slide to see what is the adequate licenses of QlikSense for your QlikView license. Then it means that if you have named call, you will have a professional user in QlikSense. If you have document call, you will have analyzer user in QlikSense. So once again, in the summary, from the 1st of April, Analytic Modernization Program is the only way for you to expand your licenses, convert your perpetual licenses into subscription, get QlikSense for free, and the offer valid until 13th of June this year. If you are not planning on expanding your license and staying as it is, you still can keep your perpetual licenses. But just once again, keep in mind that once you see the development need for the QlikView, you have to take an analytics modernization program and participate it and convert your perpetual licenses into the subscription licenses. So this was about the QlikView customers. Now the next group of our customers is our perpetual QlikSense customers. So if you are a perpetual QlikSense customer, the good news is that mixed licenses are allowed by the Qlik, meaning that you can keep your perpetual QlikSense license and add new users on subscription basis. For that, you have to have not earlier version than 2019 April, but I guess most of you are on that version already. So if you have this version or later, you can have mixed site, meaning keeping your perpetual licenses, adding new users on subscription basis. And you still, again, until 1st of April, there is still time. If you think that acquisition of perpetual licenses is the option that is more appropriate for you, you can still do that until 1st of April. So please address partner or us if you have such a need. If you think that you are okay with having mixed licenses and the expansion and adding of new users and having mixed sites is something that is good for you, after 1st of April, you will be able to have those mixed licenses. One important message, and I get a lot of questions from partners and from customers about that. So what will happen with the maintenance and the subscription? Because is maintenance will co-term with the subscription co-term? So the Qlik's answer is really not. If they cover co-term, it will be only by accident. So there will be two invoices and two separate products that you have: perpetual license maintenance and your subscription of your new licenses. And the very important message is that to have your subscription licenses, you have to pay the maintenance fee for your perpetual licenses until the end of the subscription term. Of course, if mixed site, maybe it's convenient and easy and okay, but Qlik also says that if you are ready to move to the subscription model with the whole licenses, with the whole Qlik deployment, you are feel free to do so, and all of the perpetual customers will be encouraged to do that on the time of maintenance renewal. And you will have the option to move to the SaaS subscription or client-managed subscription. And again, totally the same situation as with the Qlik View and Analytics Modernization Program. You will have to sign 3-year contract where your annual maintenance fee becomes your annual subscription fee. I would like to draw your attention that conversion to SaaS subscription without any uplift where maintenance equals to subscription, the offer is valid only until the end of this year, because usually such an upgrades of perpetual to subscription to SaaS subscription carries 30% uplift in the price. So also have that in mind, and please plan your conversion of perpetual license to subscription by that time, so there will be no 30% uplift for you. The third group, I believe, are present today in this webinar are our token customers. So for the token customers, basically everything is the same as for QlikSense perpetual customers, except one step you have to take before getting mixed or subscription licenses. All the idea and the mission of Qlik now is to encourage and convert all token customers to professional analyzer user model. So whatever you decide to do future with your license, you will be encouraged, but not pushed, of course, to move to convert to professional and analyzer user model. So those 3 options that you have, you can stay with the perpetual license. You can convert to QlikSense Enterprise SaaS subscription, or you can convert to QlikSense Client Managed subscription. Basically totally the same as the QlikSense perpetual customers. Just one small step before that, converting tokens to a professional analyzer model. Again, the same conditions apply when converting your licenses to the subscription. You sign 3-year contract, and your annual license maintenance fee equals your annual subscription fee. It is important to stress and underline that you will be encouraged to move to a professional analyzer user model if you want to add new users. And then you have option mixed or subscription. If you at the moment don't have any plans on expansion, adding new users and developing your solution, you can still have token licenses, and upon renewal you will be reminded and will be encouraged once again by Qlik, by us, maybe to think about the professional analyzer user model. Also, for your future information, if you will be reviewing the slides afterwards, I included the table to see how your token licenses will be converted to professional analyzer user model licenses, so you can have some initial estimations by yourself. If you are our subscription customer, voila! There are no changes for you. There are no any changes related to 1st of April, to 31st of December, to 30th of June. You are our subscription customer, and everything stays the same for the subscription customers. And I think that might be a couple of the potential customers here in the webinar, our prospects. If you are considering having Qlik as the data analytics platform for you, so your way forward with the licensing is that QlikSense Enterprise subscription, which could be QlikSense Enterprise subscription SaaS or QlikSense Enterprise Client Managed. Again, with the flexibility that I mentioned in my previous presentation, multi-cloud and deployment wherever you want. And you can sign with us contract for 12, 24 or 36 months for the subscription. When you sign the contract longer than 12 months, you still can get annual invoicing for you. So in here I covered all the groups of the customers who are listening here, and it covered how the changes from the 1st of April affecting every one of you. At the end, we'd like to mention that we have more than 20 customers already in the Baltics who are using analytics modernization program. Please come to your partner, come to us and ask, and we will explain everything, how it goes, and we will do the estimations and quotation for you, so you can have informed decision. What I hear from partners all over the Baltics is that this change actually, when moving from perpetual to subscription, is actually it's reality, it's new reality, is where the world is moving, and this is something that we finally okay with, and all the customers are really calm and adequate in reacting with it. So if you have any questions about, because believe me, there are a lot of questions that you are having now that are very specific to you and very related to your licensing, to your situation and everything, please address your partner or please address us. We will definitely help and answer those questions for you. Thank you and good luck with planning your QlikSense deployment expansions.
Hi everyone, my name is Lina. I work as DQ Marketing Manager over 6 years already. And before starting, I wish to thank you everyone to responding to my email personally to you and joining this event. And as it's almost 2 hours and you might be tired, I will be as fast as possible with my 10 slides presentation, but I believe that you will get some useful information. So let's start. As DQ operates as Qlik Master Reseller and Qlik Competence Center in the Baltics, among all other our activities, there is also trainings and educations. And this means that our responsibility is also to train your teams, to educate and not only provide tools and solutions, but also to enable Qlik users through different kind of trainings and education, different kind of other webinars, workshops, and also Qlik events. And also, as Saulius mentioned, that Qlik users community in the Baltics expanded so widely. We also started somehow to unify community and asking them to join Qlik meetups in the Baltics. So about this in the following slides. So I would like to start from a couple of figures. Despite all this so-called new normal, the figures are still impressive, and what I see from the beginning of this year, there are a lot of interest in our trainings, certified ones or custom, and also QlikSense workshops. And starting from the beginning of last year, we had 15 certified trainings groups, also 10 plus custom trainings and 20 workshops. And you see how many attendants were. So from the very start of any BI project, usually we suggest certified Qlik training programs. And here you see a bunch of different kind of programs which is dedicated to certain functions. What I mean, it's certain programs for business users, certain for Qlik developers or administrators. And also this year we added 2 new programs and already had one last week for Qlik Sense advanced users in Lithuania. And on Monday we're having create reports within printing, and also new dates is set for Latvia, and you should call or write us and we can discuss regarding dates in Estonia. And as our gift for this event, attendee will be 20% discount for any of these programs. In short, what do you need to know about these certified trainings? We held those programs based on unified Qlik training material, and each participant is getting the material which is placed online, and it's available for 6 months after trainings. In the Baltics we have 5 certified trainers, and they have necessary skills to train Qlik users in the Baltics. And also what is good that you can have trainings in your local languages, plus English as well if you wish. And nowadays we are skilled enough and had many of those trainings online, so we got used to this new reality. So what are other options to learn for Qlik Baltics community? If you want to teach a larger group of your company, of your colleagues, then you can call and we can discuss regarding custom trainings. And last year the largest group was 50 people in one group, so we can do it virtually, and it depends what your company needs. So we called those trainings custom trainings. And free workshops, we started them almost 4 years ago, and now we cannot stop doing this. These workshops are dedicated for Qlik Sense beginner users. So if you hire a new colleague, or if you want to refresh your knowledges, or maybe you are a QlikView user and want to test, try to feel Qlik Sense, then you are welcome to join. And at the moment we're having one workshop in Latvia, and also the new dates are set in Latvia. The second one will be on the 28th of April. We also have 2 new dates for Lithuania. It will be on 21st of April and 19th of May. And the dates in Estonia will be announced in a couple of weeks, so you can check your partner's portal or write us or check our portal. And of course, the freshest information is always on LinkedIn profiles, your partners or ours, DQ. Then I would like to mention data literacy project. It's called BA Free. A couple of years ago, we created dedicated websites to this project, and the main idea was that we need to provide our future customers possibility to try Qlik Sense by themselves. And on these portals, I will share later on links with you. You can find the free analytical applications, sales application, or like we did in Lithuania and Latvia, a couple of applications based on open data, and you can practically use in your decision making those applications and also feel and try Qlik Sense. So about Qlik Baltics newsletter, I think that when you receive newsletter with the information you really need and which is important for you, it's really a good thing. So I encourage you to sign, and our newsletter comes out once a month. And here is like a summary of hot Qlik news, invitations to the events like this, to trainings with all relevant information. So I encourage you to sign and be the first getting this info, hot Qlik news. What about Qlik events? There are plenty of them on Qlik.com website globally, but we can also suggesting a couple of events on a regular basis in the Baltics. So Qlik Analytics Show, it's an event organized by Qlik worldwide, and we are joining the event in Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. It usually happens in May, June. Last year it was missed. Regarding this year, I will let you know a bit later. But this event is dedicated not only for existing Qlik users, but also for everybody who is interested in data analytics. And the part of the event, the keynote, is unified in the whole world. And we have one keynote from Qlik and also adding some useful information, localized information. And then we now participating at Qlik Baltics Online. It's for the first time, but not for the last. And we are planning to do them quarterly, and you are always welcome to join. Qlik Customer Days, thanks to our very active partners. We had a couple of customer days in Estonia. We planned just before quarantine in Latvia and had to postpone. And here in Lithuania, we had also a year ago. And this year, we're planning also to cooperate with our partners and to organize one event for the Baltic customers, and it will be in the autumn. And the quickest way to get all the information about our events is to follow us on social media or sign for a newsletter. So I wanted to share a couple of event slides when the events were live. It's from Business Intelligence Day a couple of years ago in Lithuania. And here it is nowadays. Last year we had the largest event, Qlik Talk. And one more very important thing, as I mentioned in the beginning, we are creating a Qlik community. And you should go to meetup.com, find Qlik Meetup Vilnius or Qlik Meetup Riga. Qlik Meetup Tallinn will come soon. And join the community. In Vilnius community, we have over 200 people already, and in Riga, over 70. But usually and previously, we had live events with main presentations on hot topics, and later on, long chats with burgers, pizzas, and some drinks, of course. And nowadays, we go online, and there is not such possibility to communicate after the event, but it's still a good thing that you can become a part of Qlik Meetup Vilnius or Riga, and the city and region is not matter anymore. And now I am with colleague work on agenda for event in April. So please join meetup.com, and you will know when will be the next dates and when will be the next topics, what the topics will be. And when we finish this Qlik Online event, I wish to ask you to join to Qlik annual global event. The good thing is that you don't need to travel anywhere, and you still can occupy the front seats during a keynote or other presentations for free. And usually Qlik community is very active, so I encourage you to register and join. And this is first announcement of our new website. DQ website will become the Infotrust.com. And as the primary language will be English, for you it will be much easier to find all necessary information, to register to events, and also to download some documents and get all Qlik Baltics related information. On internet, I found an amazing quote: technology itself is not a miracle. Miracle when people start learning and using it. So maybe it will sound a bit didactic, but I wish you do not stop learning and do not lose your curiosity. That's all with my presentation. And I would like to thank you for joining the event, for responding to our invitation. Also, I would like to thank you partners and my colleagues and of course customers who share their experience with us. And in future, if you think that you could share your story, just write me and we will invite you to our next events. So thank you, and we will see you in Qlik Baltics Online later on. Thank you. Have a good day.